Okay, on page 3 of the review packet, we start off with writing an equation of the line in slope-intercept form. And in this case, we clearly have the y-intercepts labeled in each of the graphs. So if we were to label the points that we have here, we have x is 0, y is -2. That's our y-intercept. And the other point is -3, 2. So we can simply move from left to right and calculate the slope down 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's down, we'll say negative, over 1, 2, 3, right 3. And so we have 3. So our slope is m is equal to -4/3. And we know that our y-intercept, which is b, is equal to -2. So all we have to do here is y equals -4/3x, don't forget the x, minus 2, and that is our equation in slope-intercept form. Next example. Our y-intercept is x is 0, y is 6. Our other point is x is -2, y is +2. So we go from left to right. This time we're climbing. We go up 1, 2, 3, right 2. So we have 3/2. And our slope is positive 3/2. And you should always look at the slope of the line to see if it's going down from left to right or up from left to right. And in that case, you should note that your slope is either positive if it's going up from left to right or negative. So don't just calculate, think about the slope that you have as well. We also know that our y-intercept is 6, and putting the pieces together, we get y is equal to 3/2x plus 6, and that is our second example there. Third example, we have the y-intercept of x is 0, y is 2, and we have another point which is x is -3, y is 4. Moving from left to right, we're going to go down 2, right 3, and so we have -2/3, and our slope is m is equal to -2/3. Our y-intercept is 2. Putting the pieces together, we get y is equal to -2/3x plus 2, and that does it for those 3 examples. Okay, then we'll go on to the next 3, which we're given 2 points and we want to write the equation in point-slope form. So we only need to go to point-slope form. However, we have 2 points, and so we're going to have to first calculate the slope. So I'll label x1, y1, x2, y2. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2, 7, minus y1 is 1 over x2, -2, minus x1, 4, and that gives me 6 over -6, which is a slope of -1. Now all we have to do, write the equation in point-slope form, and the final form would be y minus, pick either point, we'll use the first one, y minus 1 is equal to -1 times x minus 4, and that is our equation in point-slope form. We'll go on to the second one. We'll label x1, y1, x2, y2. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2, 0, minus y1, 3, over x2, negative 3, minus x1, 1. And we get negative 3 over negative 4, which comes out to be positive 3 over 4 for our slope. We're now going to pick either point. We'll use the first one. This is fine. Y minus y1, 3, is equal to m 3/4 times x minus 1, and that is our second equation in point slope form. Same idea. We're going to calculate the slopes, label x1, y1, x2, y2. M is equal to y2 minus y1 for x2 minus x1. y2 is negative 1 minus y1 is negative 5 over x2 is 4 minus negative 2, and so that's negative 1 plus 5 over 4 plus 2, which comes out to be 4 over 6, or 2 over 3 for our slope. Pick a point, any point. We'll use the first one. Y minus negative 5 is y plus 5 equals 2/3. X minus negative 2 is x plus 2, and that's our third equation in point slope form. Okay, in example 7 and 8, we have two function values. First thing that I'm going to do, translate them into points. So f of 0 equals 2 means 0, comma 2. F of 3 equals negative 1 means 3, comma negative 1. Label them x1, y1, x2, y2. First, I need to calculate the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and y2 is negative 1 minus y1 is 2. x2 is 3 minus x1 is 0, and so we get negative 3 over 3, which is a slope of negative 1. Second step, after I calculate the slope, I'm going to write in y point slope form, and plugging in, I will use the first point, y minus 2 is equal to negative 1 times x minus 0. Simplifying, I get y minus 2 is simply negative 1 times x, which is really just negative x. Add 2 to both sides, and I get y is equal to negative x plus 2, and that is my linear function. Once again, I could also write it as f of x is equal to negative x plus 2, and that would take care of problem number 7. Same thing, or similarly, for problem number 8. I'm going to write the points negative 4, negative 5, 2, comma negative 3, x1, y1, x2, y2. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 is negative 3 minus negative 5 over x2 is 2 minus x1 is negative 4. So that becomes negative 3 plus 5 and 2 plus 4. So negative 3 plus 5 is positive 2 over 6, which is a slope of 1/3. Next, we're going to write the point slope form. Y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. We'll just use the first point again. So y minus negative 5 becomes y plus 5 is equal to 1/3 x minus negative 4 is x plus 4. We have to simplify out, and we get 1/3 x plus 1/3 times 4 is 4 over 3. Y plus 5. We need to subtract 5 on both sides. Now, this is going to give us a little difficulty here. Y is equal to 1/3 x plus 4/3 minus 5. So what we really need to do is write 5 in terms of 3. So that's really 15 over 3 is a negative 5 or a minus 5. And 4 minus 15 turns out to be negative 11 over 3. So I'll just quickly write this in function notation. 1/3 x minus 11 over 3. And that is going to do it for the next two problems. And we're going to stop this video at this point. We're going to have a second video on page 3 of the review packet.